Howdy partners, ever heard of a place where you can't milk another person's cow but you can legally shoot Bigfoot? Or where high school kids rock homecoming mums the size of Texas? Well, saddle up because we're about to take you on a wild ride through the Lone Star State. Get ready to discover 10 quirky facts that'll make you say, is this Texas or not? Forget everything you think you know about Texas. Sure, we've got cowboys, BBQ, and wide open spaces, but that's just the tip of the 10-gallon hat. Today, we're uncovering secrets so surprising that they'll make your head spin faster than a tumbleweed in a tornado. We'll sip on the story of a top-secret soda recipe that's locked up tighter than a bank vault. We'll raise a glass to the genius who invented the world's first frozen margarita machine. And we'll even peek into the history books to see why a certain theme park is named after the Six Flags that once flew over this legendary land. This ain't your average history lesson. By the time we're done, you'll be a certified Texas trivia expert. And who knows, you might just be planning your next trip to the Lone Star State. Let's get started! 1. Dr. Pepper's secret recipe. Alright, time to quench our thirst for knowledge with a Texas-sized swig of history. Grab your favorite frosty beverage, and if it happens to be a Dr. Pepper, well, that's just good taste. Now, I bet you think Dr. Pepper is just another soda. But this iconic drink has a great backstory. Back in 1885, in the heart of Waco, Texas, a pharmacist named Charles Alderton wasn't just mixing medicines, he was concocting a flavor symphony. Legend has it, he wanted to capture the unique scent of his drugstore, a blend of fruit syrups and spices. And boom! Dr. Pepper was born. But here's where things get really interesting. The exact recipe for Dr. Pepper is a secret. It's so hush-hush. It's kept in 2 halves, each locked away in separate Dallas banks. That's right, folks, we're talking Mission Impossible level security for a soda recipe. So next time you crack open a Dr. Pepper, remember, you're not just tasting 23 flavors, you're tasting a piece of Texas history. 2. The frozen margarita miracle. Feeling parched after all that Dr. Pepper talk? Well, grab a lime and some salt because we're about to shake things up with another Texas invention that's sure to make you thirsty. Imagine it's 1971, you're in Dallas, and you're craving a margarita. But not just any margarita, a frozen one, perfectly blended with that icy goodness that just screams fiesta. Enter Mariano Martinez, a Texan entrepreneur with a genius idea. Inspired by the Slurpee machines at 7-Eleven, he took a soft-serve ice cream machine and transformed it into the world's first frozen margarita machine. Talk about a brain freeze you'd want. This wasn't just any kitchen gadget, folks, this was the birth of a frozen phenomenon. Martinez's invention changed the way we enjoy margaritas, turning a simple cocktail into a frosty celebration. And the cherry on top? You can actually see the original frozen margarita machine in all its glory, displayed at the Smithsonian National Museum of American History. So next time you're sipping a frozen margarita, raise a glass to Texas ingenuity. 3. Don't mess with Texas laws. Ready to get a little weird? We're moving on over to the Texas legal system. Now, Texans are known for their independent spirit and unique way of doing things. And that spirit even extends to their laws, which are a little off the beaten path. For starters, did you know it's illegal to milk another person's cow in Texas? Yep, that's a real law. So if you're feeling thirsty, better find your bovine buddy. Oh, and don't even think about letting your camel roam free on the beaches of Galveston. But hey, if you happen to stumble upon Bigfoot while you're out hiking, feel free to take him down. That's perfectly legal in Texas. So, next time you're in Texas, be sure to mind your manners. You never know what kind of legal shenanigans you might find yourself in. 4. Don't mess with Texas catchphrase. We're shifting gears now to talk about a Texan phrase, don't mess with Texas. Now, you've probably heard this slogan on bumper stickers, t-shirts, and maybe even whispered by a rival football team before a big game. But did you ever stop to wonder where it came from? Well, buckle up, because this ain't no tall tale. Back in the 1980s, Texas highways were looking a little worse for wear. Trash was piling up faster than armadillos at a buffet, and the state was desperate for a solution. That's when the Texas Department of Transportation teamed up with some clever ad folks and cooked up a campaign that would go down in history. They didn't just create a slogan, they created a mindset. Don't Mess with Texas was a rallying cry, a declaration of pride, and a warning to litter bugs everywhere. The campaign was a massive success, and the slogan became synonymous with Texas grit and determination. 5. Texas-sized surprise. Prepare to have your minds blown wider than a Texas sky. We're about to talk about size, Texas size, that is. You might think you've got a pretty good idea of how big Texas is. Maybe you've seen it on a map, or maybe you've even driven across it. But trust me, Texas is bigger than you think. It's so big, in fact, that it's more than twice the size of Germany. That's right, you could fit 2 Germanys inside the borders of the Lone Star State, but it's not just about beating Germany in a size contest. If you were to take a map of Texas and plop it down on Europe, it would cover major cities like Paris, Prague, Milan, Amsterdam, Brussels, the list goes on. Heck, you could probably fit a whole European vacation into one Texas road trip. The next time someone asks you about Texas, just tell them, it's bigger than you think. And if they don't believe you, well, just show them a map. Texas-sized proof right there. 6. Homecoming more like homecoming mums. Time to trade in our cowboy hats for dancing shoes because we're headed to a Texas high school homecoming. But this ain't your average high school dance, oh no. In Texas, we do homecoming with a whole lot of flair and a whole lot of mums. You might be thinking, mums like those flowers my grandma grows? Well, sort of. But in Texas, homecoming mums are a whole different beast. We're talking massive floral arrangements that can reach up to 5 feet tall. They're adorned with ribbons, trinkets, lights, and even tiny stuffed animals. Some mums even have their own sound systems playing the school fight song on repeat. And the price tag? These babies can cost hundreds, even thousands of dollars. But hey, when you're showing your school spirit Texas style, you gotta go big or go home, right? If you see a Texas high schooler decked out in a mum that looks like it belongs in a parade, you'll know what's up. It's homecoming season, and in Texas, we celebrate with massive flowers. 7. Texas State Capitol is taller than you think. You've probably seen pictures of the US Capitol building in Washington, D.C. It's pretty impressive, right? That big white dome, all those columns, it's the symbol of American democracy. But Texas has a Capitol building of its own, and it's got a few tricks up its sleeve. In fact, the Texas State Capitol building in Austin is taller than its counterpart in D.C. That's right, the Lone Star State's Capitol stands a whole 15 feet taller than the US Capitol. It's like Texas is saying, we may be part of the Union, but we're still gonna do things our way. But the Texas Capitol isn't just about height. It's a stunning architectural masterpiece, built with Texas pink granite and topped with a majestic Goddess of Liberty statue. It's a place where history is made, laws are passed, and the spirit of Texas shines bright. If you visit Austin, be sure to pay a visit to the Texas State Capitol and see how massive it is. 8. 7-Eleven and Whole Foods. I know what you're thinking, 7-Eleven and Whole Foods? Those are everywhere. What's so special about them being from Texas? Let's start with 7-Eleven, shall we? Back in 1927, a humble ice company in Dallas decided to sell milk, eggs, and bread alongside their frozen goods. They called these little shops totem stores, and they were an instant hit with busy folks who wanted to grab essentials without the hassle of a big grocery run. The stores got so popular, they eventually changed their name to 7-Eleven in 1946 to reflect their new extended hours, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. 7 days a week. Now let's hop on over to Austin, where in 1980, a little store called Saferway Natural Foods opened its doors. It was a pioneer in the natural and organic food movement, offering a wide selection of healthy and sustainable products. Over time, it grew and evolved, eventually becoming the Whole Foods market we know and love today. 9. The music never stops in Austin. Music lovers, get ready to tap your toes and crank up the volume because we're headed to Austin, the city where the music never sleeps. You might have heard that Austin is known for its live music scene, but trust me y'all, it's not just a reputation, it's a way of life. This city is a musical melting pot where every genre imaginable finds its home. Austin boasts the most live music venues per capita in the entire United States. That means you're more likely to stumble upon a concert here than you are to find a cowboy hat. But it's not just about quantity. Austin is home to over 1,900 bands and performing artists, so you're guaranteed to find something that tickles your eardrums. Whether you're into blues, rock, country, hip-hop, or even polka, Austin's got you covered. And let's not forget the world-famous music festivals that call Austin home. We're talking Austin City Limits, South by Southwest, Secas at WWW, and a whole slew of other events that draw music lovers from around the globe. If you're on a trip to Texas, be sure to put Austin on your itinerary. It's a place where the music is as diverse and vibrant as the people who call it home. You might even discover your new favorite band while you're at it. 10. Texas's German heritage. We all know Texas is a melting pot of cultures with influences from Mexico, Spain, and of course, the good old USA. But did you know there's a little slice of Germany tucked away in the Lone Star State? Yep, you heard that right. In the mid-1800s, a wave of German immigrants settled in Texas, bringing their language, customs, and love of beer and sausage with them. And guess what? Their unique dialect of German, known as Texas German, is still spoken today in certain parts of the state. You'll find it in towns like Fredericksburg, New Braunfels, and Bern, where the locals might greet you with a hearty Guten Tag instead of a howdy. Texas German is a fascinating blend of the old country and the new, with words and phrases you won't hear anywhere else. It's like stepping back in time but with a Texas twist. So, if you're ever in these parts, keep your ears peeled for a little linguistic discovery. There you have it, 10 quirky facts that prove Texas is anything but ordinary. From secret soda recipes to towering Capitol buildings, and even a dialect all its own, the Lone Star State never fails to surprise and delight. So, the next time someone asks, Texas or not, you'll have a whole arsenal of fascinating facts to fire back. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to stay tuned for more quirky facts about other places. And don't be a stranger! Drop a comment below and tell us which of these quirky facts surprised you the most. We'd love to hear from you. See you on my next video.